All right, we're here with another 1v1 DahvPlays versus XMT's own BlackPhilip. Let's take a look at our two armies here and let's have some fun. So we have the Dwarfs, played by DahvPlays, and we also have the Vampire Counts, played by BlackPhilip. So let's go over these armies real quick before we jump into the marrow of this here fight. Now, both armies have some pretty interesting plays going on. As far as Dahv's goes, he has got a Miners with Blasting Charge front line, able to absorb any damage coming, or I'm sorry, any charges coming out from all the skeletons heading his way. And he's going to have 2 units of Rangers, followed by 2 units of Bugman's Rangers. Bugman's Rangers, of course, have immune to Psychology, Charge Defense versus Large, and they also get their regeneration ability from this little guy. Boom. Liquid Fortification, which is actually an ability of Bugman in the tabletop. Now, in addition, we see the Regiment Renown unit, Ulthar's Raiders. They get this really awesome ability called Mark for Ulthar. It's going to reduce the missile parry, missile resistance, and armor of anything that they put this ability on. So it's quite deadly. In addition to that, we have everything reinforcing this center line, including Longbeards, the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, and some more Longbeards, and then 3 units of Slayers, one of them being the Dragonback Slayers. Now, as far as the Lord for Dahv, we have Ungrim Iron Fist, the Slayer King himself. This guy's going to be dishing out tons of anti-large and AP damage. Now, Dahv is, of course, planning to do some damage to any of the larger creatures you typically see in a Vampire Count's army. When you see any kind of zombie dragons or Varghouls, Vargheists, these guys are going to be really great at taking those down. And in addition, he does have a Gyro Bomber looking to just drop some bombs on his foes. Now, for BlackPhilip's line, you can see a nice long line of Graveguard with great weapons, anti-infantry, and AP coming out from these guys, able to just chop up the entire dwarf line. Now, he's got some zombies to absorb any kind of blasting charges in the very front, as well as any missile play. A great play right there by BlackPhilip. Now, what he's done is he's taken the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord on foot, which is actually a pretty good call, because majority of the time when you're playing Vampire Counts, people, they plan on you taking zombie dragons, they plan on you taking any kind of the larger creatures that you'd see in the Vampire Counts army. Now let's jump over to the rest of our fight here. You can see in the back we've got some Features in the Dark, the Crypt Ghouls by BlackPhilip going through the rear. You see 2 Varghulfs, 1 on each flank, but you also see something deadly. You see the Black Coach. Look at it. Look how proud it is. It knows what it's ready to deliver. The BBC is dropping in hot. Now, the Black Coach is a chariot, but you do use it a little bit differently than you would normal chariots. You can see here that it's got black sides, which increases its charge speed and bonus. It's Unholy Vigor, which increases its AP and gives it fire damage. And Black Nimbus, giving it 44% damage resistance, and Strider. Speed and combat penalties caused by terrain are ignored by this unit. But these only activate if it's engaged in melee. Typically, chariot units you want to engage in melee for a beat or 2, then pull them out and push them through the unit onto the next one. With the Black Coach, you actually want to keep it in protracted combat for a little bit longer, not too long, but a little bit longer, to get access to those abilities, then push it over into the next unit as soon as those abilities activate. Let's get this fight on the road and get things going here. I apologize if my throat is a little congested here today. Tons of allergies because I live with 2 cats, and who can deal with cat allergies? Not me. We can see some Varghulf play in the left here, trying to get a good wraparound for both of these Varghulfs as they kind of head around to the back area looking to do some damage. Now you can see things are just about to get into blasting range right now. There we go. The blasting charges being hurled down towards these zombies. They're going to do quite a bit of damage as they just rip through, blowing them up. They're doing fire damage, which already does a ton to not only zombies, but the Vampire Counts as a whole. And again, the zombies are there just to take these initial shots. The Graveguard with great weapons getting hit initially, too, with some blasting charges on this flank, as well as all the way over here with some zombies. You've got some Fellbats just looking to harry the line. Now, as a whole, DahvPlays is using all of his Rangers to kind of solo down units one at a time. He's focused very heavily onto this one, knocking them down to a little bit below 50% health, so the blasting charges can do quite a bit of damage here. The Ranger play is also quite nice because he doesn't need to worry about any kind of terrain difficulties or line of sight. The Rangers can fire over things. That's a nice benefit of using crossbows versus gunpowder units. Gunpowder units do, of course, do more damage and AP, but you do get the nice range benefits and the ability to arc over your front line with any and all of the crossbow units in the game, and archer units as a whole. But you can see here that he's firing down all the Fellbats here and just kind of picking things out one at a time. The Gyro Bomber is kind of harrying things. The dragon, or the sorry, the Dragon Lord, the Blood Dragon Lord has jumped into the fray, going right for the minus with blasting charges. The Varghulf's slamming home into the Ulthar's Raiders here in the back line. You can see that the other Varghulf has marched in all the way over there into those units of Longbeards, and we have some bats just flying into the fray. Slow this down and get a better look at everything. So you can see here that BlackPhilip did a really good play here. He pushed his Varghulfs around the side to get them into the center of both his juicy back line. But at the same time, let's switch this color. DahvPlays had a really strong defensive backline here with Longbeards, Warriors Dragonfire Pass, Slayers. So he expected some backline funniness, and that's typically what you're going to get against the Dwarfs, is you have to have those layers of defense. We talk about that all the time when it comes to Dwarfs. But Dav did a really great job of kind of mitigating that and keeping his backline pretty secure. Got a nice invocation and heck dropping down to get both these units of Graveguard. The Black Coach is moving its way down the line, bursting into some of these miners with blasting charges. You can see here that it isn't engaged in combat just yet. Needs to move just a little bit more forward. Oh, it's going to switch targets over here to these Rangers, and you'll have to see it's waiting for it to hit. Oh, there you go. Now you're starting to get some of the units that, or some of the abilities that activate for the Black Coach as it stays in combat. You'll see them start to activate. They activate one at a time as it stays in longer and longer. One Varghulf, though, completely down by those Rangers here. You can now see that Blood Dragon Lord, BlackPhilip is doing an amazing job of keeping that Blood Dragon Lord in and out of combat. He's not keeping him in too protracted of one where he's easy to focus down. The Gyro Bomber can do 1200 range AP damage, so it's really good to kind of keep this thing on the move. Prevent him from getting focused down too much. Helm of Discord going down, -2 melee attack and melee defense to everything in the radius around it. A real great play there. Dav's bringing that Gyro Bomber around, looking to get some good targets for some bombing runs. Looking at these Graveguard might be a good choice. Boom! Right on top of them. Just delivering that payload. It's like that movie Operation Dumbo Drop, where he's just dropping elephants all through Tibet here. But doing a nice 50% damage to these guys who are just wading through these Bugman's Rangers here. You can see as a whole, though, a lot of the fighting is concentrated right here. The one last Varghulf is down. I think the other one is still over here. Yeah, he's in pretty great health, as you can see. The BBC, though, look at this bad boy. It's just riding dirty. It's just going right through Rangers, racing for pinks. Toretto, no one comes here for the tuna sandwiches. That's what Ungrim says as he goes to chase that bad boy down, but he makes it away just in time. It's a 10-second Black Coach, and I want one. You can see Ungrim is chasing down the Blood Dragon Lord here as he goes and makes his way for this unit of miners. And the Blood Dragon Lord can just do so much damage in a duel situation, but BlackPhilip isn't looking to get him too committed. He doesn't want to get him wrapped up too much. He wants to get plenty of his supporting infantry around him. Pushing him away, he pushes him deeper over here to the Rangers, which are a little bit squishier of a target and a better target for him. Ungrim will start to toast that bread pretty hard. But you can see the Gyro Bomber the entire time has just been shooting down the Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. He's just now sort of, right before he can get his invocation and heck off, he is downed. Getting plenty of damage over here to the Black Coach and the Varghulfs that are just finishing up this unit of Rangers that have now kind of coalesced with the other two Slayer units. I'm trying to put down this unit or this Varghulf as fast as they can. It's doing a lot of AP damage. Varghulfs in general, especially in Warhammer 1, were a very good and hard counter for Dwarfs. So a great playoff for BlackPhilip there. But you can see that the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass are doing a real great job of munching through these Graveguards, supported by these Longbeards. Again, the fire damage coming out from the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass is only going to help, also because they do anti-infantry as well, making them an even better opposition here. You can see the balance of power, though, is shifting in DahvPlays' favor. With his Vampire Lord dead, the leadership of the Vampire Counts is dead, so they will now begin to start crumbling way faster. As you can see, all of them are disintegrating, starting to flee off the battlefield. Well, not flee, disintegrate into dust now. As is true of the tabletop version of the Vampire Counts. And the Varghulf is the last beast to be felled by the Dwarfs. Let's take a look at that post-battle report here. A great play. Dav was saying that he wanted to just kind of workshop some builds against the Vampire Counts, and BlackPhilip wanted to workshop some different builds against Dwarfs. So this is them kind of testing things out. So a huge thank you to both of them. This is DahvPlays' incognito name. But Dav does have his own YouTube channel. Go and head on over to that after this video. I'll put a link in the comments below. He does plenty of multiplayer quick battles. He does a lot of really cool comprehensive stuff as far as how to break into quick battles. I would say Dav is one of those people that is a really big number cruncher when it comes to seeing, okay, how does this unit work against so many different things? He's got so much knowledge on that. So do go and check his channel out. But taking a look at Dahv's army here, again, a really strong army. I think the Ranger play was really good. I think that the fact that he could shoot over his front line was a huge benefit to him. He was expecting a lot more anti-large, I think, with the amount of Slayers that he took and the amount of, well, Ungrim Iron Fist himself. But I still think that this build worked out very well for him, seeing that there was very little anti-large to take advantage of, for the exception of these two Varghulfs. BlackPhilip's play of putting the Blood Dragon Lord on foot, I think was actually a very strong and very good play. It's the same reason that you see people taking Lords on foot when you're against a lot of ranged units, because their anti-large bonus, I'm sorry, not the anti-large bonus, but the ability to shoot them is not as easy because they are not a large creature. We've seen this with Dark Elf play with people taking Malekith on foot. We've seen this with Lizardman play with people taking Saurus Old Bloods on foot. So there's a lot to be said about the strength of taking a Lord on foot against an army that expects you to take them on a large beast. So never discredit that, even though foot lords are kind of a weird disadvantage right now. But huge thanks to both these gentlemen. Again, amazing fight here. We got plenty more quick battles coming our way. But stay tuned, guys. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Have a good one and take care.